Hello and welcome to the Ghost News Network. This is the week beginning of February 8th, 2015. Hope everybody's doing good out there today, and we've got a lot of stuff going on. We've been pretty busy, but first introduce ourselves. As always, I'm Dimitri Haratos with
Michael Carnito,
Nancy Scary,
and we've got some guys sitting in here watching some DVR. We got Dylan and Peppy, and we've hadn't had a show in a couple weeks, and that's because we've been really booked and backed up with cases and a lot of stuff. So, but we're back, and we're going to keep going strong. So, Mike, why don't you tell them what's new in the world of LIPI?
Well, we just finished up our third case Friday night in a row for our house investigation. So now we're on like a little small break. I think like 1 or 2 weeks, and then we'll jump right back into it. But yeah, so we're really busy with cases. A lot of cases going down. One of the cases, the day after we did it, they contacted us and like, we need you guys back in here ASAP. So we'll see what happens with that. We got a lot of new locations coming up on our website, so check that out. Some of the locations we just posted was we have Lake George Junior Senior High School. That's up there. What else did we post? It's quite a few of them. James Hill, the re-edited on that one. Amityville Horror House edited. So these are some of the locations you might want to go on there and check out. And like I said, over the next couple months, we're probably going to add, I would say, close to another 60 locations. So that's really going well. We're doing a lot of in-house training lately. Right now, this is our quiet season in the wintertime because we don't do our Myths and Urban Legends just because the weather is just too cold and snow on the ground. So we do a lot of in-house training. So that's going really well. Right now we're at 18 full-time members right now, which is awesome. We have a couple people on auxiliary, so everything's going really well. We're really going to focus on a lot of our departments this year, and we've got a whole bunch of trips coming up, so we're looking forward to that. So should be an interesting year coming up for us. So always busy though. We always have stuff going on. So, but yeah, that's about it for now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a great show lined up ahead of us for today. We have our urban myth and legend, which is James Hill. Our definition of the week is going to be automatic writing. We're going to go over the Geiger Counter, the civil defense one. This week in paranormal history, February 2nd of 1863, Samuel Clemens adopted the name Mark Twain. Scary's going to have her social stuff to go over. And then we're going to answer some fan questions. And then we have our Lippy Evidence Vault for the week. So, got a great show lined up ahead of us. The one EVP that we caught is recent. It's from the end of the year, end of 2014 at our private residence. And so, yeah, we got some really good stuff to go over today. So, sit back.
Awesome. And enjoy.
Sit in your favorite easy chair.
Just
feel like
grab yourself.
Yeah, you knew what I was doing. Just a little offspring there.
Grab yourself a nice beverage.
Yep. Glass of wine, your favorite easy chair, and this fine compact disc playing on your home stereo.
Nice.
Alright, so to start, Urban Myth and Legend, Mike, take it away with James Hill.
Alright, yeah, James Hill. Here's a brief history. James Hill is located in the West Hills, Huntington of Long Island, New York. It is known as the highest point on Long Island. Its height is listed at 387 feet. At varying points in history, it has held different names, including High Hill and Oakley's High Hill Field. The area was made famous due to its association with the well-known poet Walt Whitman. Whitman was born near the hill and enjoyed climbing the summit as he got older. His poems, starting from Palmanock, was inspired by his time at James Hill. Palmanock translates to mean Long Island from Native American dialect. Local congressman and historian Silas Wood also lived near James Hill till his passing in 1847. Currently, the hill is now part of parkland belonging to Suffolk County under the name West Hills County Park. The haunted history. It is not surprising that the area is home to various paranormal claims, considering the densely wooded location has seen its share of history these last few hundred years. Rumors of UFO activity in the past that occurred not far from Janes Hill area. Perhaps, though the most famous paranormal sighting that some travelers of the area claim to witness is that of Walt Whitman himself. Others claim to hear him singing songs in the woods like he used to while he lived in the area. Feel free to take a walk in the woods, climb Janes Hill, and just maybe have a chance to grab a fleeting glance of one of America's most famous poets before he disappears back into the shadows. Janes Hill, we investigated it, I believe, once. It's hard to investigate it at night because it's I think it's down what's called Reservoir Drive, and they actually lock the gate going down that street at nighttime. But years ago they didn't, and we were able to get in there once, and really, really cool location. We didn't get in as far as I'd like to, but the night that we were there, we really didn't catch much, but it was only one time we investigated it, and hopefully this upcoming year, these are some sites that I would like to try to bring back to investigate. We have quite a few locations on our list that we've hit like once or twice. I really want to start focusing a bunch of those more this year, this one including Janes Hill. So, we'll keep you guys posted on if we do find anything, but this is one of this location was on our website. We just did like a whole re-edit on it, so check it out. You can read up on it, check out the photo. It's www.LIParanormalinvestigators.com. And if you look under haunted locations on Long Island, it's called Janes Hill. So, yeah, awesome location.
Very cool.
Yep.
Yeah. I was just thinking. Is your birthday next Sunday?
Yes, it is. I will not be here.
You're not going to be
I
doing
will
the show?
not be here. I'm taking a night off.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
Okay, so no cake then. I mean, we might have cake anyway.
You have cake. I won't be here. Sorry.
But yeah, so that is Janes Hill.
Nice.
Now, moving on, we have the definition of the week. And the definition is automatic writing. And automatic writing is basically, it's the ability to write intelligible messages without conscious control of what is being written. It's often used in conjunction with trying to channel a spirit or entity into yourself. And just a note, this is obviously can be very dangerous, and it's a very dangerous method, as with all channeling methods, Ouija boards, crystals, etc., mainly because you're opening a doorway and you have no control over who or what may come through, and no way to be sure that you're able to make it leave once it's done, and close the door properly. So always with automatic writing, Ouija boards, I know it's a big thing people like to do and they have fun with it, but just keep in mind, you don't know what you're opening yourself up to. So it may say it's your grandmother, but you can never be 100% sure. So yeah, so that is automatic writing.
Awesome.
Anybody here ever seen, witnessed, or done automatic writing before?
I have not. I've heard people doing it, but I've never actually seen it done. So,
I do a lot of writing. I could kind of see where, if you just kind of just keep your hand moving. That's free writing is a common exercise for writers, is to just not edit yourself and just keep your hand moving, and whatever comes out, comes out. And I could kind of see where that could kind of fall into the line of, especially if you're opening yourself up.
Right.
But I've never actually, some strange stuff has come up in my journals, but nothing I would call paranormal. My own little, that was.
Yeah, well, you're not sitting there asking someone to take a hold of your pen and write for you.
Sometimes, like when I was in grad school, and I'm like, why did I sleep? And I have a paper due tomorrow. And I tried to channel, James Joyce to write my dissertation for me. It never happened though.
Nice.
But no, I could see how it happened. But yeah, the same kind of warning for Ouija boards and things. It said if you put out the advertisement and you open, you have to kind of tell everyone you got an open house party. Don't be shocked when folks start showing up.
Yep.
So, but yeah, like I said, but everybody's What's that old saying? It says everybody's got a game plan until they get hit in the mouth. You know. So I said usual. Just be careful out there. It's a strange world. There's a lot of stuff we don't know. And they're watching us. So.
That's true. All right, so that is automatic writing, and next we have the Civil Defense Geiger Counter,
Civil Defense Geiger
also known
Counter.
as the Ghost Track.
The Civil Defense Geiger Counter. Very, very old piece of equipment. You could probably pick it up. I don't know, anywhere from $20 on eBay up to $100 on eBay, depending on the model and all that. But for the most part, they all do the same thing. The theory of why we use a Geiger counter. This Geiger counter specifically detects gamma radiation, and in theory, when a ghost manifests, it's going to give off some type of radiation, and in this case, this being gamma radiation. So that's why we use a Geiger counter in the field. I personally like using it because it can't be tricked by, EMF or radio frequencies or anything like that. So if you are using this meter and it's used properly and you get some hits off of it where there shouldn't really be any radiation, it's interesting. And we have gotten some hits off of this throughout the years. I'd say a handful of times, which we just had no idea.
Recently, we actually had some hits on the Geiger counter. Yeah,
wasn't that in where was it?
That was a house investigation we recently did, and I was training 2 probationary members, CJ and Billy. Shout out to CJ and Billy.
Yep.
They're doing an awesome job.
Yes, they are.
And we were sitting down in the kitchen, and the homeowner was sitting in. We were in like it was like an open concept kitchen dining room area. We were sitting on the dining room table. The clients were sitting on their little island in the kitchen, and we were asking some EVP questions. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the Geiger counter just starts to erratically move. The needle starts moving on there, and it goes up to about like 2.5, 3. And I'm checking it, I'm resetting it to make sure it's re-zeroing out, and it goes back to 0, and then I ask a question. If you're here with us right now, can you move this needle to 4? The Geiger counter needle moved to 4, stayed there for a few seconds, dropped down, and then the activity died, and nothing happened. And then when we had gone upstairs to the older son's room, we had a little fluctuation, nothing crazy. And then when we went into the younger son's room, I asked it if it could move the meter to 3, and it moved the meter to 3, stopped, and dropped back down.
Nice.
And I don't know. I mean, for me personally, in the 7 years over that I've been here, I've never seen that needle move, ever.
Yeah, I
mean, I've been on a case where it moved one other time, but that was it.
I
think you can count. If you cut off 2 of your fingers, you can still count on one hand how many times that thing has moved. So yeah. That's really, really interesting, so, to say the least.
I've been, let the record show, I've been campaigning for years to have that thing bedazzled because it is the approximate size of a cinder block.
Yeah, it is.
Also, do not drop it on your foot, just saying, because you will break something, probably not the Geiger counter. Just don't drop it at all. Don't drop it at all, says the tech department.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, so that is Geiger counter. Really cool piece of equipment. I think it's crucial. I think when you sit down and you're starting a paranormal group, this is one piece of equipment that's a really good place to start. So, Mike is flipping through some old pictures and he's ready to lose it over here.
Unfortunately, this is radio, so no one else can see them.
Sorry, this just brings back some crazy memories. Yeah, these are some old pictures. That's crazy.
We'll put them up on the Facebook page for Throwback Thursday.
You can't put these.
No, this is Lippy Light stuff.
This is Lippy Light. That's in house, not for anybody.
Okay, so no, we'll find something else for Thursday. We'll just blur everything out. And put it on Throwback Thursday.
We were just cleaning up some of the bins in our office, and I guess we cleaned out the photo bin. There's a whole ton of old photos here from like 2006 and 2007. I'm just flipping through, and it's amazing how time goes by so fast. and how many people you meet in this field, and how many people came through the group. It's just wild. It's pretty crazy. It's what a life. That's all I gotta say. But going back to the show.
I think that's it. That's all we have on Geiger Counter, right?
Yeah, and not much. I mean, not really. The first time we ever had it go off was probably back in 2000. I want to say like probably 2006, 2007. We were at this place called Suffolk County Potter's Field. It was out east, out over by Yaphank and Riverhead. And my cousin was in the group, and he big skeptic. And I remember we had, we split up into like 4 different teams. I remember them radioing me, and they're like, "You have to come over here right now." And I'm like, "Why? I'm on the other side of this cemetery, Yeah. Like, you have to come over here right now." I'm like, "Why? What's going on?" They're like, "The Geiger counter just moved." And I'm like, "Well, what did it go up to?" The maximum number it can go up to is 5. And they're like, "It jumped all the way to 5." And I'm like, "No way." I'm like, "Get out of here." My cousin gets on the radio. He's like, "I hate using this thing, but now that it actually went off and I can't explain why," he's like, "I want to use it every week." And I went over there and checked it out, and I don't know, I couldn't figure it out. It jumped to 5, and then it dropped down. It would go erratic movement. It was really weird, really, really weird. So I don't know. Just something that night we just couldn't explain it. Had no idea. But,
craziness.
Yep.
Yep. So very cool piece of equipment.
Without a doubt.
Moving on. This week in paranormal history, Nancy's going to give the history that she just found out, and it's handwritten this time.
Excellent. And
Nice.
your handwriting is interesting. Thank you.
It's all in capitals, so you're not confused.
It's in
Nice.
maybe it's in English too. We'll see. Let me try.
It's not written in Greek.
That's true. All right. This week in paranormal history.
I channeled Mark Twain
Thank you.
to write this for me.
Nice.
Little automatic writing right there.
Let's try. Let's see what happens. Samuel Clemens adopts the pen name Mark Twain. Samuel Longhorn Clemens was born on November 30th, 1835. On February 2nd, 1863, he adopted the pen name Mark Twain as he's most commonly known. Some of his most famous works he's known for is The Adventures of Tom Sawyer and its sequel, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Mark Twain was considered the greatest American humorist of his age, and William Faulkner referred to Twain as the father of American literature. I got to agree with him there, but that's just me. Twain grew up in Hannibal, Missouri, which uses a setting for Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn. Mark Twain appeared with Apprentice with a Printer. Thank you. Apprentice with a Printer worked up as a typesetter. Was a master riverboat pilot on the Missouri River, and was also a failed gold miner before turning to journalism, where he worked with his older brother on Bryan's newspaper. While working as a reporter, he wrote The Celebrated Jumping Frog of Calaveras County. It was very popular and received nationwide attention. He found great success as a writer and public speaker. Although he made a lot of money, he also poorly invested in businesses, causing big financial setbacks. He filed for bankruptcy, but with the help of Henry Hudson Rivers, overcame his finances. His financial burdens. Twain
also paid.
Oh, thank you. I can't read this handwriting. Type next time. Also paid off his bankruptcy creditors in full, even though he didn't have to. Yes, it is.
Yeah, I'll have Dylan write the next one for you.
No. Twain died. There's a moment of silence here. Twain died in April 20th, 1910. He was born during a visit from Halley's Comet, and he said he would go out with it. He died the following right after the comet returned.
You got through it. It's not bad. A couple little small types from me.
Next time, don't write with a crayon between your toes.
Huh?
Just saying.
Nice.
Hey, this was good stuff.
I'm gonna post a picture of this handwriting online, and so,
There's a lot. There are so many worse handwritings out there.
That and
First one up with mine too.
that one, and the fact that you referred to Huckleberry, the novel, as Huckleberry Hound. I mean, then there's that.
I wrote Huckleberry Finn now.
No, but on the second one you wrote a Huckleberry Hound. But anyways, please continue.
I
awesome.
happen to love that cartoon.
Oh,
That's
awesome.
wonderful. Please
Nice.
tell us about the paranormal history.
Oh, the paranormal history. Let me show you how to read. Mark Twain's home in Hartford, Connecticut, has gained a lot of attention in the paranormal, even receiving visits from ghost hunters and the spin-off Ghost Hunters Academy. Staff and visitors have experienced a lot of paranormal activity, claims from seeing shadows, hearing voices and footsteps. Some even had their clothes tugged. Others have the smell of cigar smoke in a billiards room. Also, some people claim of seeing orbs and hearing children's laughter. So those are some of the paranormal claims at Mark Twain's home in Hartford, Connecticut.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Where he was a
Good
Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court.
But, yeah. So that is that. This week in paranormal history.
Thank you.
Nancy is going to give us the social street.
Alrighty. Well, kids. Today we're going to talk. We've discussed on this radio show, Constant Listener, how one of our paranormal theories is that spirits can manipulate electrical signals, electrical impulses, radio frequencies, so on. There's a theory, it said it's also kind of theory / urban legend, especially in the Pacific Islands, of the ghost caller. One of the urban legends saying is that if you hear an unfamiliar voice calling your name behind you, you're to keep moving forward and don't look back because it is either a malevolent spirit trying to capture, trying to take you over. Evidently, these malevolent spirits have figured out how to use cell phone technology.
Interesting.
So now we have what's called calling ghosts. So you're walking down the street, your cell phone rings, you put the phone up to you go to answer it, and then you hear someone calling your name, and it's not anyone you recognize. According to people who hold to this theory, you don't say hello, you just hang up on them. Because they were attempting to possess you, or they're trying to take you over.
Interesting.
Again, it's it's kind of a cultural thing. This tends to go back in the Hawaiian Islands. They have a long tradition about calling ghosts, that if you hear a female calling behind you and it's not anyone you know, to keep moving. So it's kind of going along those lines. But now it's kind of moving along into the 21st century, where, we're kind of in new. I guess we're kind of into we kind of have everyone's got the stranger danger thing down.
Yeah.
So we're not going to turn around. So they're kind of getting more sophisticated. I don't know. What do you guys? Have you ever heard of such a thing? What do you think about? Does it make sense?
I mean, I've heard of calling ghosts. That term has been around for a while. I mean, I definitely have heard of it. I mean, me personally, if I hear a ghost, let's call my name or whatever, I'm gonna be like, yo, what's up?
That's because you have.
Give me a minute, I have to go get something.
You have
an audio device.
That's because you always carry an audio device with you.
I
So you look around and start.
Look at the walkie-talkie interference that you guys caught on Mount Misery, where that came in through the radio frequency, came in through the walkie, and talked to you guys. I mean, it's the same method, I guess, except now they're placing collect calls.
Yeah, but we didn't go. We didn't go running away. We definitely stayed and tried to just recall what we could and try to figure it out. But yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I think it's possible. Why not?
Yeah, I definitely think it's possible without a doubt. Without a doubt.
I know when my papu passed away. As I said in a previous show a while ago, my uncle was in Germany. My aunt was here. Neither one of them had international calling on their cell phones. Both their cell phones rang at the same time because they were in a fight around the time my papu passed away. They weren't talking to each other, and both their phones rang at the same time, and they were both on the other end. And neither one of them knew. So, not that that's an exact thing of what you're saying, but
no, but
it's
Sure.
it could have been him reconnecting them,
Yeah, right.
So to say.
Yeah, so it's not it, because there's one thing when you have a walkie-talkie and you have an open channel,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't have like a specific number for that walkie-talkie.
Right.
As we were talking about this when we were at Fort William Henry, that we were attempting to investigate, but there was a party boat and they had walkie-talkies, and we had to keep changing our channels, what channels we were working on, because we would get interference from the people on the party boat.
Yeah.
So there's that. So, but something to be able to tap into your specific cell phone number, and have your your name. We were talking about Demetrius. It's not like you're gonna Bill, Larry, Tom.
It's not a common name.
It's not something that you're gonna necessarily. So that would kind of suggest a little bit higher level of sophistication.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just that interesting. There's more investigation, I think.
Oh yeah.
No, without a doubt.
Absolutely.
It's pretty
Good stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
I said, as always, it'll be the article will be posted. Please weigh in. Let us know what you think.
Awesome. Cool. Sounds good.
And I'm just going to bring this up as an aside because I was looking at this and I've been researching it, and Rob brought it up to the group a while ago. And it's not out yet. It's supposed to be coming out this summer, and it's called the Ghost Arc.
Okay.
And it's a pretty interesting device. It does a couple of different things, like they all do these days.
Yeah.
It's got an EMF meter in it. It's got the little lights on it, kind of like K2.
Oh, really?
It goes
Okay.
from green to red up top.
Okay.
And on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, it'll tell you what the range is in milligauss.
Also, it's digital as well.
It's digital. The whole screen is a digital output. Now, while you are doing, it also is an EVP recorder, so it's a digital audio.
Wow.
And it has a temperature, ambient temperature thermometer in it.
Very cool.
And the cool thing about this is that you can choose what mode you want. You want EVP plus white noise mode to record audio in. Do you want to do EVP mode where it's just you recording statically like you would normally do? Or you can switch it to radio sweep EVP mode. So you're using it like it's like a PSP-7 spirit box. And on the left-hand side, there's a knob where you can choose if you want AM, FM, backwards, AM and FM, and stuff like that. And then on the right-hand side, there's another knob where you can turn it and pick what sweep rate you want, whether it's 200, 300, just kind of like the PSP-7 spirit box. And you got your record button here, your stop button here.
Interesting.
And it's really cool. You can't see it in the picture, but when you turn it on, there's a light button so you can see, and there's a light blue light that runs through this whole thing. The knobs all light up and stuff. But it's a
real-time recorder.
Yes.
That's different too. It's not just a digital recorder; it's a real-time recorder as well. So if you don't want to use PSP-7, if you just want to use straight record, as you would with a digital
EVP
recorder,
mode. Yeah,
that's pretty sick.
EVP plus white noise mode and spirit box mode, basically. And then you can see all the wavelengths on the audio too while you're recording it.
Interesting. It's also, I'm looking at this. It says ambient temperature reading, plus or minus 5 degree hot and cold spot detection with LED indicator. So this is going to tell you
which direction
from your base. If you get an increase or decrease of 5 degrees or more, it'll give like a detection LED indicator. That's something new. I haven't really seen anything like that out yet.
It's only running $199.99.
That's not bad.
It comes out in the spring. There's a pre-order on it now. It bolsters spirit strength with white noise, it says, and you can see how it all illuminates around this little track line. And it's a really cool device. It says, you want to cross-check your data. Every function is simultaneously activatable. For example, you can record EVPs while visualizing EMF and temperature levels all at the same time. It's not like you can only do one thing at a time. Right. It will record every value in real time and save a report that you can later look at.
Really?
Yep.
That's pretty sick.
ETA summer this year, $200. You can notify and pre-order them.
Wow, that's not bad. Who's making?
Just go to the website. It's ghostarc.com.
Ghostarc.com.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's really cool. They got a whole blog about it.
We'll see what happens when it comes out. I mean, if we look more into it, maybe it's something we'll pick up, and then we'll test it in the field and we'll let everyone know how it is before.
I gotta tell you personally.
Go and jump on.
Personally, I'm interested in it myself.
Yeah, it's not bad.
And it shows you who the people are working on it. And stuff like that. The idea was born in Venice.
Okay.
Stuff like that. Testing phases.
Very cool.
Yeah, really cool stuff. Go to the website, GoStart.com. There's a little shout out and plug. Maybe they'll send us a free piece of equipment.
Yeah.
For review, obviously.
Right.
Yep.
Field test it.
Yep. But yeah, so check it out. Really, really cool piece of advice. Device, I should say, not advice. But yeah, I mean, seems pretty interesting to me. So just wanted to throw that out there. But next is fan questions.
Awesome.
There's some fan questions to answer. And the first one comes from Andrew L. and he asks, do you think that seismic activity affects paranormal activity?
I do. I believe that. I do think seismic activity will affect paranormal activity. There's a theory out there with a lot of people use the normal one is usually with limestone and how it affects or creates a residual haunting. I pretty much put that theory to shame, but there was research quartz. Quartz is able to record information, and I believe that there needs to be anytime you talk about rocks and stuff like that, recording data, and if there's like a high deposit of a certain mineral or rock in an area and that causes a residual haunting, you need a mechanism to release it. And I believe in this case, with the mechanism to release the residual haunting would be seismic activity. I've said that multiple times before in the past. And yeah, I mean, I do believe that if the conditions are right and you're at a specific location, and you don't need a lot of seismic activity. I'm not talking about a huge earthquake. I'm talking about something pretty minor. It could definitely release that information out there, and if you just happen to be there at the right time, at the right place, yeah, I do believe that. So, yeah. What's our next question?
Next question is, does religion correlate in your paranormal investigations? And that comes from Cindy.
I would say yes. Not in all of them, but some of them. A lot of times more, not so much our urban legends, but more towards our clients and doing house investigations. When we go in there, we'll go and investigate. Now, it all depends. We'll do a preliminary questionnaire with the client, find out what religion they are, and we kind of get a feel, an idea of what their goal is to get from the investigation. What would you like us to prove? Do you want us to prove that something's here, and then you just want to leave it alone, or do you want us to come in, see if there is something here, and then if there is, get rid of it? And if in that case, when you talk about doing cleansings and stuff, you kind of have to bring in religion, especially if the client is religious. If they're not religious, then you could go into a spiritual way and do stuff like that. But if the client is religious and they want their religion brought into the cleansing, you have to have that open mind. So yeah, we absolutely bring religion into our investigations. A lot of us wear different forms of protections. Our group is made up of all different religions. Me personally, I'm Catholic, so when I go into someone's home, I will definitely wear a cross. I have my St. Michael charm on there. I have my St. Benedict charm as well, and that's to protect me from whatever's there. And I feel like a lot of people in our organization do that as well. I know when we investigated Mount Misery Road that night 2 years ago, and we got that stuff, and when we left, I carry St. Michael prayer cards on me, and we left one right at the
we did
at the fence, and we did a prayer, and so yeah, I mean, we definitely do.
And then something laughed at us.
Yeah, so we do definitely bring religion into our investigations. I think it's important that you have a variety background of different religions out there, because you may be Catholic, but if you go into somebody's home and say if they're Jewish. You can't bring Catholic prayers into a Jewish home. It's just not going to work. You have to kind of go with what their belief system is. And that's why we have the religion department in our organization. We have a couple people in there, and what they do is they research different religions and how they cope with the paranormal. So where we're able to go into someone's home, we kind of have an idea of how they deal with the paranormal in their religion and their belief system. So, yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Good question.
Last question is actually a fan on our YouTube page. Jody asks, do we investigate any of the suspected ghosts and hotspots of Long Island, I guess? Yeah.
Absolutely. That's how this group and organization was built. This group is built upon investigating myths and urban legends of Long Island. It all started out as a dare. Everyone used to say Kings Park Psychiatric Center's insanely haunted, and so we were all friends, we all had a common interest in the paranormal field with ghosts and hauntings, and I dared two of my friends to go into Building 93 one night, and they took the challenge on, and they grabbed a video camera and a couple walkie-talkies, and they went in there, and sure enough, when they were in there, they were in one of the rooms, and they heard a loud bang sound from that same room, and nothing was there. And that kind of sparked the interest in me and Rob, which is the co-founder. We kind of started looking up a bunch of locations on Long Island. Now, growing up on Long Island, you know about Mary's Grave, you knew about Kings Park Psych Center, you knew about Sweet Hollow Road, and certain cemeteries and stuff. But when we dove really deep into it, we found out a ton of locations of myths and urban legends of Long Island, and our goal was to take that urban legend and look at all the history of it, all of the different claims of what goes on there, and investigate these locations to see if there's any truth to behind all of these claims and these experiences. And sure enough, I would say out of a lot of the places we investigate, we do find the unexplainable things that we can't explain, and a lot of this stuff that's people have claimed to see or hear, we're picking that stuff up. So I love doing urban legends. I absolutely love it. I would never give that up. I would, like I said, this was the baseline of how this organization formed, and it's awesome, and it turned into us investigating every single Thursday night. And when we take on new members, it's great training for them. We train all of our crew members in the field every single week. So when we're able to do a house investigation, when somebody calls us in, we have very well-trained investigators walking in there, that's used the equipment before, they've set it up, they know what they're doing, and they just do their thing. It's not like a lot of groups where their only basis is home investigations, house investigations, and a lot of times you're going in there with a team that's not really trained too well on the equipment and stuff, and I feel like our group is very well trained with the fact that we do investigations every single week. So, we investigate myths and urban legends every week. If there's an urban legend out there that you want us to check out, I would love to hear it. Email me, Mike at liparanormalinvestigators.com. We're always looking to investigate new locations. So, throw me an email. We'll definitely check it out, and if we're able to find something, or if we do investigate, we don't find anything, we'll let you know. We'll definitely post it up there. So, but awesome question.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks a lot. Next, which is last but not least, is our Lippy Evidence Vault. So here we have an EVP that we caught, Class B. We considered it was at a private residence that we did back in November 21st of 2014. And I'm not going to tell you what it's saying, but listen carefully. It is low, and it does come by fast. So here is the EVP.
Enough to make you hungry. It's only like 0 to 10, maybe. Did somebody just radio?
I actually just heard somebody say hello.
You heard that?
Mm-hmm.
Mike, take it away. Tell them about this EVP.
Yeah, this was like really, I think this was like 10 minutes into our investigation. We turned the recorders on, we split up into groups, and we head down to the basement. And right when we got down there, we sat down at the table, and we all heard a hello. And we kind of all stopped and were like, you know, did you hear that? You know, what was that? We looked around, nobody was there, and sure enough, we were able to pick it up on the recorder. So it was interesting. I don't know, like we all heard it, and nobody was there. We'll play it again for you. It's very faint. It's a whisper. You're looking for a whisper that says hello.
Enough to make it hard, right? It's only like 0 to 10, maybe. Did somebody just radio?
I actually just heard somebody say hello.
You heard that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
there you have
there
it.
it is.
Yeah, it was interesting. We played it for the client. We just did this reveal not too long ago. So, but yeah, it was interesting case. You know, we didn't find much, but we did get that. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yep.
All right, so that's all we have for today. So thank you guys very much for joining us. But as always, if you want to email us or find us, you can go to our website at www.liparanormalinvestigators.com. You can search for us on Facebook. Just look up Long Island Paranormal Investigators. You can also find us on Google Plus the same way. You can also find us on Twitter. Our handle is @LIParanormal. And I believe those are all the best ways to find us. We do have an Instagram now. You can look us up on Instagram with Long Island Paranormal Investigators, and that's what we got so far.
Thank you to everybody who likes us on Facebook, circles us on Google Plus, follows us on Twitter, checks out our YouTube channel and the Instagram. We really, really appreciate it. Also, this is Women in Horror Month. I actually have a couple of guest radio appearances coming up this month.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
That's
so if you're interested in that, you'll get all the details on my Facebook page. Just look for NM Scurry.
awesome.
Nice.
All right.
All right, guys, have a great night. Enjoy your week, and you'll hear from us next week. Take care, everybody. Good night.
Have a good night.
Good night.